And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Two Schmoes Show. I'm the infamous Orion, and I forgot to do our standard countdown from 3 to let Kyril know when he's starting.
And I'm Kyril, and I'm typing on my keyboard.
And welcome to the two guys who were not invited to Creator Clash last night. I'm very upset with you,
Like,
iDubbbz.
more like welcome to the moon.
Welcome to the moon. Oh my god. Are we going to start with that?
Yeah, there's
Okay,
not much to talk about on it, but I think it's really funny.
then go ahead.
Okay, so crypto is crashing hard.
Yes. As,
Right now, where's Bitcoin at? Bitcoin is continuing to go down. It's under 30K still. At the lowest point since I have to go to a wider time scale here on it's at the lowest point since it spiked in winter of 2020.
nice.
So lowest point in 2 years, down from like it's under half of what it was at its peak earlier this year.
So what you're saying is we should buy the dip.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Do like the president of Ecuador. Is it Ecuador? I'll look this up real quick. One of the El Salvador, their president declared Bitcoin as one of their official currencies. On Twitter, he posted when it was dropping that he had bought the dip with his country's money, basically.
No.
And he did that when it was like at 45. And it's gone down way more since then.
No.
Yeah.
Buying the dip is such a bad strategy.
Yeah. It's just like, and it's ironic because the entire crypto bro mentality is based on the bastardization of not selling when a stock drops.
Yeah.
Because like, and that's like a broad financial concept, is that when a stock drops in price, you don't want to sell it because then you're just finalizing your losses.
Yeah.
Unless it's like something cataclysmic, like a company has gone bankrupt and their price is going to zero, so you're trying to get something out of it. If there's just a dip, you don't sell because it'll realistically over the long term come back up and you won't finalize the losses that you had. And the crypto bros have this fucked up mentality of it, that because cryptocurrency and particularly Bitcoin is always going up, anytime you sell is always the dip, right?
Yes.
And that's like the falsehood to it. It's clearly wrong, but they've drunk that Kool-Aid already and there's no going back from it. So now you have all of these prices are crashing and all of these people are completely ignoring the entire actual financial basis of their bullshit.
Yes.
Just shows how little they actually know. Um, but the more ironic, if you can even believe it, is the one that I sent you earlier. That chart on To the Moon.
Yes.
Do you know what cryptocurrency that is for? Because that's a real price chart, and that's not Bitcoin.
The one that just goes like up a little bit and then goes down for another half and then just a steep decline.
Yes,
Doge.
that is one called Luna,
I thought it was Luna too. Damn it.
of course, because like To the Moon.
Yeah.
Luna's creator a few months ago specifically tweeted out that because of how the currency was made, it would never actually fail, and that it would like have fluctuations, but it would never fully fail. So those peaks in the chart that I showed you were back in early April, where it hit an all-time high of about $115 per coin. Do you want to take a guess what it's at today?
Um, let's go more or less than a ruble.
Less.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. It has fallen
No.
so precipitously that the percent difference is just 100. It has gone to such a small price that they ran out of decimal places past the nines and they just had to round it to minus 100%.
No way.
So it went in a period of about a month from over $100 to now 0.00023. And that's just where it's being tracked. If you actually look at the trading numbers, it went as low as another zero onto that.
That
So
ain't
it's actually
cool.
gone up 10 times
No.
since then. Never mind that it's still worth two thousandths of a penny.
So I've always hated this mentality of using percentage instead of like hardcore numbers because it's a good
Yeah.
way to like mask up facts. So
Yep.
the fact that it just went up 10%, pretty impressive. Might just
Oh
gotta
yeah.
buy going to buy that dip.
Yeah, it's hilarious though.
Has any coin ever theoretically gone to the moon, as they put it? The kids put it.
Well, it depends on what you mean by that.
I
Like,
know.
yes. I mean, the way that you or I would think of it, yes. Like Terra here in particular, uh earlier this year on February 21st, it was $50. On February 28th, it was 90. So like if you're someone who's actually doing hardcore, like hand stocks and crypto buying and selling and trying to capitalize on your profit, that is pretty much as good as it gets. You're taking $50 and turning it into 100 by doing nothing, by sitting on it for a week.
Mm-hmm.
For the crypto bros, I mean, no, because it's an ideal that can never be realized.
I don't think
Because
they.
what is the moon is always a moving target for them.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
retirement.
well, I should say that. Well, it's not even,
No,
because there's people talking about this that have hundreds of thousands of dollars in cryptocurrency that has had its price cut in half, and they've basically lost like $500,000 in crypto.
nice.
Yeah. Um. But you have. I say that there's not like a realistic point, but there in fact is a very realistic juvenile point. Um, and for Bitcoin, that has always been the $69,420 threshold,
Of course.
where it has never crossed that. Because as soon as it gets close to that, people sell. Because of course they do.
It's like that one adage about all the crabs in the bucket, and every time the one of the crabs are like trying to get out of the bucket, they grab
Yep.
that crab and pull it back down.
Yep.
Yes.
Exactly. Bitcoin's done that twice. It got over 60,000. It by all means should have kept somewhat on track, got close to that point, and then a bunch of people sold it off and then crashed back down.
Proud of you.
Mm-hmm. Good job, Beamworms. You're shooting yourself in the foot.
Yes.
And it's also one of the things that will always stop cryptocurrency and NFTs and that whole sector in general from getting any sort of widespread adoption, because it is that volatile. That with the tweet of a celebrity or a meme number being hit can cause the market to sway that dramatically.
It's just funny.
Mm-hmm. It is. It objectively is funny. Um,
And I love that we're just shoving more and more money into these like little areas where the money is so fluctuate, expecting to get return on investment on that.
mhm.
And we wonder why the economy is the way it is.
Yep.
Yeah, it's cool.
One of the other big elements of this is that because the price has crashed so dramatically, there's legitimate concern that the trading platforms like Coinbase, which are publicly traded companies on the stock market in their own right and have an investor to their shareholders because of that, have a legitimate risk of going bankrupt now.
Did
And if they go bankrupt,
yeah.
they have an obligation to their shareholders to make sure that they liquidate all of the assets that they have to meet that obligation. Included in those assets are the crypto wallets of their users.
It's not even your money.
So if Coinbase goes bankrupt, there's a real chance that they liquidate, basically sell all of the currency in their users' wallets to pay off their debts to their shareholders.
That's pretty
Like
impressive, dog.
that's where we are. We're at that kind of dumb.
So you're telling me, my good friend, that I know would never lie to me, that this is essentially one of those cases where you took your real money, turned it into fake money, hoping to make real money again, and you don't even own your fake money?
Yes. Very decentralized.
Very decentralized.
Did I think I did. I sent you that yeah, the financial economy versus the crypto economy meme.
Yes. Beautiful
The
meme.
financial economy is fake, made up, and fictional. The crypto economy is double fake, double made up, double fictional, and also featuring Matt Damon.
You know, I'm surprised there's not like a Matt Damon coin.
If his accountants are smart, he got paid in cash. And if his accountants aren't smart, I hope he's fired them now.
Yeah. I wonder how Matt Damon feels about this.
Oh, I'm sure he doesn't give a shit. It's the same way. Like, what? I wonder what Ozzy Osbourne thinks about the Ozzy Osbourne NFT. He doesn't care.
No,
I
he
doubt he
doesn't.
even understood it when it happened. He just knows that he got paid to use his image, and that's probably the end of it.
You're not wrong.
No different to him than somebody putting bats on a limited number of collectible mugs.
But what you don't understand is there's integrity in the NFT market in crypto, my dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because there's
Okay.
no integrity out here. Therefore, the integrity has to be somewhere else. And this is the only other place. Because they won't let me look at other places. Because there's always dip to buy, my dude. So, where were we?
Um. We can go to another topic here because there's actually quite a bit to go through.
Yeah, this is a big news week.
Big week. Most urgently is the mass shooting that occurred in Buffalo.
Yeah.
10 people in a predominantly black neighborhood of New York were shot and killed at a supermarket in what authorities are calling a racially motivated attack. Um, I mean, you don't even have to go that far. The guy's a neo-Nazi.
Oh, is he now?
Like no doubt. He apparently put out a manifesto along with this,
Oh, no.
because of course, and yeah, like no matter what spin the media might try to put on it, the guy was a neo-Nazi,
What
and
is
he killed black people because they weren't white people.
What's up with like everybody like self-aggrandized to like write a manifesto before their big crimes? Why can't you just like write the manifesto and get on with your life?
Because the crime is the reason that people see the manifesto.
Yeah, but still, dude, that's just weak writing. That's just not having confidence in your own writing, my dude.
I don't disagree, but you know, when the playbook that they're following was written by Hitler, they really only know one way to go.
I think they should be a little more original with their hatred. Just saying.
Guy was arrested. I mean, that's how you know the person is fucked up, man. Like not mentally, but like philosophically, morally. When they went, they did this atrocity, and then they surrendered their weapons and allowed themselves to be arrested.
Well, yeah, because that's how you know they were doing it for attention. They were doing it to get
Yeah.
caught.
Yes.
And didn't he get like Burger King afterwards from the police?
I don't know about that.
I've heard reports about that, but I found nothing confirming it.
I would be surprised if that was the case.
It feels like one of those things that would be very fake, but at this point, I'm like not like
I
emotionally
know that
confident enough.
there has definitely been other instances where a person very obviously committed a crime and was arrested, and something like that has happened. I do not believe that that would happen in this case, though,
Better
with
not.
the gravity of this. Like, I know I've seen people get into like assaults and it gets reported in that, so I wouldn't be surprised if it was people getting events mixed up, because you know the internet would never make a mistake, right?
Never. I mean, we just bought all those like fancy virtual coins.
Yeah.
Yeah. No mistakes here on the internet.
Um, but yeah, It is atrocious and blatantly racially motivated. Yeah, this is depressing. This is from the BBC's reporting. Thought to be the worst mass shooting so far in the US in 2022.
Hell
But there's
yeah.
so many of them that happen, we don't know that for certain.
Wasn't this 198?
Number of mass shootings?
Yeah,
Probably.
this is our 198th mass shooting this year.
I wouldn't be surprised. I would honestly be more surprised that that was a too low of a number.
Damn. You gotta be a little
I
more
would have expected it
optimistic.
to be more. If I can find it. Yep,
Well, what's the number, Wishbone?
10 a week,
No.
198. 19 weeks, 198 mass shootings, 10 more than 10 per week.
Great. 10 out of 10. Love this country.
Yep.
There isn't a mental illness stigma around here that's, just infecting itself into pockets of violence that makes a larger crowd suffer because larger problems aren't being remedied.
Mm-hmm.
Because, man, laws are just here to institute the status quo. I'm sad now. Thanks for ruining my mood.
Oh, sorry.
We were.
In other news, Roe v. Wade is dead.
I said stop ruining my mood, damn you.
Yeah, we didn't really talk about this much last week, but we we do need to.
I mean, it's very important.
Yeah. Our Supreme Court is, if this decision is released as it is, I strongly believe that the vast majority of people will recognize that in the same way that our Congress has basically become a sham, our court system will also have been proven to be so.
Oh, great, because that's what we need to do is doubt the integrity of politics.
Yeah. There's actually been okay. So, before we get into like any analysis, the gist of it is that the Supreme Court had a leak of a draft opinion regarding a case that they're hearing. In that opinion, which I believe is a 5-4 majority ruling, the court has ruled that Roe v. Wade, which is the Supreme Court case that enshrined that states cannot prevent a woman from getting an abortion within reason.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why we have things like how there's one abortion center in I think it's like all of Mississippi,
Yes.
or Texas puts into place like 15-week abortion bans, which all but effectively stop someone from getting an abortion. But with how Roe v. Wade was first decided and the clear conservative majority slant that the Supreme Court has had since in past rulings, has basically allowed abortion to already be outlawed. This would make that official. And I've seen it's been hilariously depressing seeing some proponents of this decision talk about it as if it's not something that it is. It will mean that in the majority of US states, a woman will not be able to get an abortion. As the laws are currently written, for the most part, someone could travel out of state to get an abortion. But the reality is that the vast majority of people have neither the time nor resources to do that. And it'll revert back to how it was before, where women in states where abortion is illegal will either be forced to carry that child to term and be the sole bearer of that responsibility, or will turn to basically at what would be at that point a legal means of acquiring abortion at the risk of their own life.
Yes.
And we've it's amazing that it's happened in such a short period of time, but it's kind of the same thing with vaccines. That we get about 50 years out, the people who lived through the times before we had regular access to vaccines or regular or free access for women to have an abortions, who remember what it was like before then, have started to get very old and are either no longer alive or are no longer in large numbers of sound enough mind to have a substantial voice in politics. And the people that they raised who lived under those conditions of having free and regular access to things like vaccinations and abortions, many of whom had them themselves when they were younger,
Mm-hmm.
are now trying to take those away from their children and send us back literally 50 years
It's gross.
because they're ignorant to the privilege that they had.
Well, there's one thing we like to do in America is take our privileges for granted.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yep.
and I say that as the cis white male.
Oh, yeah.
Uh, all things considered, though, enough making fun of my own self. This is absolutely. It's scary because I don't like the idea of governments regulating medical procedures. I've never liked that idea.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is, it's a hard argument to make
Mm-hmm.
because people who are against abortion will bring up moral arguments and try and have it be about the life of the child. you know that's the go-to because that's all that they have in
Yeah.
that, completely uh disconnected from the life of the person that's actually involved in this and arguing it. But to me, and the way that it should be viewed, in my opinion, the only way that it makes sense to view it is that it's a situation of bodily autonomy. And there's not some fancy catchphrase for that, pro choice, pro life, which is why it doesn't get talked about. Because it's not a question of the life of the child, it's can the government compel you, an individual, to get or not get a medical procedure as an adult?
Yeah.
And the precedent has always been no. It doesn't matter if someone is dying and they need a kidney and you have a kidney. They can't compel you to give that kidney. They can't compel you to give blood.
Mm-hmm.
They can't compel someone to not get an elective surgery if they want it. That is a right that exists entirely with the individual, regardless of whether that means someone else dies as a result. So even if someone genuinely believes that a life is being taken by an abortion happening, that is still not the place of the government to make that decision for them.
No. And I think it is absolutely damning to look at the proponents of that point of view where they're often speaking in a manner where they aren't the ones on the plate for the decisions they're trying to enforce.
Yep.
Yeah. It's
And when they are, they always have a reason why it's different.
yeah, of course. Because critical thinking was never taught in school.
Nope.
No.
I was talking with some other people today
Yo.
about gas prices. I went
Okay.
and filled up at the Sam's Club near me,
Okay.
and the gas price for regular was 4.20, and the gas price for premium was 4.69.
Nice.
Right? I made a joke about it to them, talking about how this is Biden's America that we're living in, and it's the same thing. How we have, because that is of course me parodying the conservative sentiment that's being perpetrated that somehow it is Biden's fault that gas prices are what they are currently. Never
Which
mind the fact that globally, Inflation is at the highest rates seen pretty much ever in our lifetime since the Depression.
It's almost like there was this big fucking pandemic that halted all economic commerce,
Hmm.
and now everybody's trying to make up for lost time because, oh boy, do they want to go
Hmm.
back to those projected quarterly earnings.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
and the other half of it is that we hit for a couple of months there, when the war in Ukraine was starting, and we'll get to that
Yeah.
later in this episode. Don't worry. Um, when that was starting, there was, of course, immediate impacts on natural gas and oil.
Yeah.
Very slight to us in the US, but those impacts did happen and they can have some broader effects. Arguably not to the degree that we saw, but that's not really the point. Gas prices went up allegedly as a direct result of that. And even though Biden himself has taken all of the actions he can, he has opened up oil reserves, he has looked into new lines of trade, including self sufficient ones within the US,
Hmm.
gas prices haven't come down.
Yeah.
And on top of that, we know because shareholder meetings are public and you can't obfuscate those legally. We know that these massive petroleum companies had record quarter one profits. And they
Darn.
also know that they can keep gas prices where they were and keep fucking over the people who actually have to pay those prices, regardless of what that means for those people.
The only time they have to change those prices is if they have to change those prices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And right now they don't have to.
Yeah. It's
They can
spring.
sell for whatever the hell they want.
Yeah. It's spring. There's a whole bunch of people on the road, a lot of travel being done, and gas demand's pretty fucking high right now.
I'm curious if I can find a chart here
What's
on
up?
crude oil prices.
Oh no. Yeah, wasn't it like at a point where they were going in like opposite directions?
Oh yeah, oil's been oil prices have been dumb over the last couple of years. We had one period where the price of crude went negative. Remember that?
Yeah, that was cool.
Where these people, oh god, that I could talk for a while on that just because it's such a great example of how fucking stupid our economic system is. Where you have these people speculating on the price of oil, in effect buying it at a certain price, saying that they will collect it later, only to then not be able to find buyers for that oil, to the extent where they get to this point where it's not like a financial thing. Their money's already gone, but they have to take ownership of millions of gallons, millions of barrels of oil, physical ownership of it because they bought it. And it was so bad. And these people were about to take possession, these speculators who don't own places to store this, they only care about it from the financial side.
Yeah,
They had to literally give this shit away so that they wouldn't have to collect these millions of barrels of oil.
it's beautiful.
They were literally paying people to take it from them so that they wouldn't, because it was cheaper than actually collecting it and trying to do something with it. It's incredibly stupid. I'm having trouble finding like an actual chart. Here we go. Crude oil WTI. I don't know what that means. I don't really care. So yeah, since what, February, March, right around the Ukraine crisis, actually started in December, which is dumb. Why?
Why would it?
It's ironic. It's ironic because on top, tip the vast majority of oil
Yeah.
is used in shipping,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
It's in boats going across the ocean, in trains on lines, and in trucks.
Yes.
Things that are moving thousands of miles, not the average commuter. And right now, international trade has slowed down. They're moving less. I was reading articles about truck drivers that are actually like in line for days waiting to take shipping containers to their inland destinations, but because the ports are so backed up, they're just stuck sitting there, getting not being paid, even though they have to stay there. because of course our trucking industry is as fucked up as any other industry in the US. But that's beside the point.
Things suck.
Things do suck.
And
So
if
yeah, crude prices are up, even though they shouldn't be. It doesn't make sense for them to be up, you know.
you remember when things were
But they are.
cool?
No.
I don't either.
I paid 50 fucking dollars for gas today, so I'm personally invested right now.
I've noticed you're very hot and angry. May I try
It
working from home
sucks.
like I do?
I would fucking love to.
You just gotta, like, okay, this is what you do, right, dude?
Hmm.
There's a magical chemistry ingredient that helps many chemists work out of their own home. It's called Sudafed.
Oh, I know about Sudafed.
Okay, you're gonna want some aluminum with that as well.
I know the broad ideas. Yes,
Do you know what I'm getting at, good sir?
I do. Yes,
Okay,
I
so
believe for anyone from the DEA who might be watching, I am going to plead ignorance though,
now there's a
because
documentary
I
series.
do in fact work for a DEA regulated company. And I would very much like to not have to take a random test when I get to work Monday.
Now there's a documentary series I need you to watch. It's called Breaking Bad. It tells you how to do all this stuff from home.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Now believe me, every chemist, even if they say they don't, they know. And it's always the backup if things get really bad.
I'll be your Saul Goodman because that's pretty much all I'm good for at this point. And then in a couple years after our show ends, I'll have my own spin-off, Better Call Saul.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So I think we can make a very good partnership right here. Jesse.
Did you hear that Elon Musk is again being investigated by the SEC,
For
potentially
for what?
breaking NDA
What do you, what NDA did you break?
regarding the Twitter stuff?
Oh, so he just said too much about his own buyout?
Yes.
That's funny. Of course. Of
Actually,
course.
what's Tesla price at?
Low.
It's still low.
Buy the dip.
Give me this 1 month here. Oh, it's so close to him defaulting on those loans. It's so close. We'll see what the market looks like when it opens on Monday. Last Thursday though, it hit an like what year? What low is that? Oh wow, I'm gonna have to go out to the 1 year.
Oh no.
It went to 728, the lowest price since. I gotta keep going. Oh no, almost, not quite, not quite. There we go. Lowest price since August of 2021.
No.
Yeah, yeah, it's that bad.
But that's supposed to be the smart guy company.
You're supposed to think that. People do.
But
I don't even call it an argument. Uh, I pointed out to someone on Reddit that the success of his companies is in spite of him, not because of him. And this person got really fucking pissy over it.
his name is literally Elon Chiral. He sounds smart.
And one of the best things about Reddit is that you can click on anyone's username and see what subreddits they're active in.
Oh no.
Would you be surprised that this person's most active subreddit is Wall Street Bets?
No.
Great. It writes itself.
That hurts. That hurt me a little. Wow.
But yeah, apparently Elon has said that he is questioning going forward with the Twitter buyout deal because there is a question of how many of Twitter's accounts are actually bots or automated accounts.
There's a
the
lot. Have you not been
there's a
on
lot.
Twitter?
Yes. No, absolutely. But the question here is the Twitter currently states that the number is less than 5%. And
That's
Elon has said that he intends to basically audit that and see if that's actually true or not. He wants more information to confirm
okay.
that it
Fair
is
enough.
less than 5%. Um, because of those statements that he made related to that, he appears to have broken some sort of NDA related to the buyout deal.
Did he just shoot himself in the foot?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think I would not be surprised if he did it on purpose. If it is better publicity for him to back out of the deal because he was trying to speak the truth and Twitter's legal team told him to stop talking, rather than it being because the underlying assets that he based his loans on went to shit over the last month because of his stupid financial decisions, because he's basically a child and he can't even afford it now.
Chiral. His name is literally Elon. It sounds like a machine. Did you shove a fucking Tesla into space, Chiral?
Yes, I did.
Oh, okay. Cool. That's really cool, dude. I'm really impressed. That's really smartest man in the room right now. Like everybody give him a hand. What kind of song did you play on the Tesla?
uh Man Rocket.
Man Rock. Oh, look at this guy. Look at this guy, everybody. Smartest guy in the room. I will buy your company. Tell,
Give me three whole dollars and it's yours.
hell yeah.
But yeah, it's oh man, it's stupid. It's a stupid world out there.
Can I get you a spot on the Joe Rogan podcast? I think you need to like have your knowledge shared with the world, Kyle.
God no.
Yo, if I got a spot on the Joe Rogan podcast, I would go just to see what it is like. I don't have to say anything like accurate or anything like that, because I mean, who of reputation is going to watch that? You know, I do it for just the entertainment factor of it, purely that. I think I killed him.
Sorry, my brain melted there because of this Reddit comment.
Oh no. Well,
I
well, one, it's Reddit, so
Yeah, it is. Some person, have you seen that Reddit lets you style your avatar thing?
yeah, I'm not a fan of it.
I just keep with the profile pictures that I already had before. But, some people get into it. And, if you're a normie, like, it's whatever. It is a way of very normieing your profile picture. This person has, like, some fucking Final Fantasy 15 looking fucking cloak on theirs.
Okay.
And they have a comment with negative 167 votes on it.
What did they say?
Um, So, a bill has been proposed in Missouri that would ban pharmacists from questioning the effectiveness of ivermectin.
Why are we back on the horse dewormer?
Yeah. Well, because there are still people who have quack doctors that are willing to write them a prescription for it, and pharmacists who are also doctors, when they go to fill those prescriptions, are saying no. Because, of course, they are, because they know how to do their jobs. And this person tried to post some wishy-washy centrist, well, actually, there's both sides. And everyone was just like, no, this is science and medicine. There's actually not. There can be debate, but there's not two sides.
Tell me you have an arts degree without telling me you have an arts degree.
Did you see the it was going on Twitter of a Reddit post where somebody was asking about they apparently accidentally, they were trying to say Niger, talking about a river in their class, and talking to their teacher about it, who is black, they accidentally said the N-word because they mispronounced it. And it led to a very awkward moment, of course.
Yeah.
But like otherwise innocent. But this guy posted on Twitter, he was just like, oh, I gotta see if I can find it because it was really dumb. Um, but he posted like, "Hey, I made this mistake," kind of thing on like an Ask Reddit thing, and like asking for help from people or something like that. And he has like 10 edits on it because apparently a bunch of really fucking racist people came into the comments, and it's just like a couple of edits clarifying the situation, and then seven of them like, guys, stop being racist, what the hell is wrong with you? I'll see if I can pull it up, but it was very funny.
That is kind of hilarious.
It's like, yep, that's Reddit for you.
You don't know what beasts lurk in the darkness.
Oh, hey, with cryptocurrency going through the goddamn floor, nature is healing, and you can actually buy graphics cards now. So, as a bit of a PSA for anybody looking to get a deal, uh, I saw somebody bring this up because it was a while ago that it was first talked about. But people over at Linus Tech Tips did some testing on cards that had been aggressively used for or for cryptocurrency mining over about a year
Yeah.
to see if they actually got worse, and they didn't. They tested them, and they were within margin of error of how they were when they were new. So just because the market's crashing and there's probably going to be a glut of used GPUs going up soon, those GPUs are still perfectly good if you just need one for like doing your job or playing games.
That's actually
So
impressive.
yeah, it might actually Nvidia is launching their next series of GPUs this summer. So we might actually see some like legitimately good deals on graphics cards for the first time in like 4 years, something like that. It's been a while.
Well, that's just neat. I'm happy that nature is healing.
Mm-hmm. Can't wait for the absolute banger of a video the internet historian's going to do on the crypto crash.
You know that's what he's been working on this whole time.
I hope so. He's put out a couple of videos, to be fair.
Yeah.
He's not been completely dormant, but yeah.
Or maybe he's catching up on his all time favorite podcast, The Two Schmoes Show.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah. We're great. 10 out of
We
10.
are. No egos at all.
It's not ego if you're stating fact. There's no two sided opinions in science, Kyril. You literally just said that. What else do we have on the table today, Jesse?
Okay. War in Ukraine goes on.
I don't want to know that it's going on. Like,
Actually, some good news, though.
okay, go on.
So, Jens Stoltenberg, NATO Secretary General, officially said that the that Russia's war in Ukraine is not going to plan, and that its attempt to capture the eastern Donbass region has stalled. So Britain's military defense estimates Russia has lost about of its a third of its ground combat force since the war began in February. A third. And that with the current pace, they expect that short of a Russian surrender, Ukraine will win the war.
That's actually pretty nice.
It is very nice. It's quite remarkable to see how frail Russia has let their military become once they got nuclear weapons.
Well, yeah, weren't they
It's
just like expecting nuclear weapons to just like end all debate of like
yeah.
Russia being in conflict?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like it's up for debate now.
Hey,
To,
Russia,
to a degree. Yeah.
use the U.S. strat where you just invade some place for resources to keep
Yeah.
your military stat up.
It's hilarious. There's been I mean okay. So the military tactical elephant in the room is of course Western influence.
Mm-hmm.
It's been really hilarious because like flight patterns of planes are to a degree public when they're not being used for like active military purpose. And basically, since Russia started invading Ukraine, NATO, particularly US, uh, like Sentinel type planes, imaging, not quite satellite, but just short of it, high altitude, long range imaging planes have been operating almost continually on Ukraine's west border with the rest of Europe and feeding huge amounts of intel from the actual fighting back to Ukraine for decisions to be made. And I don't remember where it was, but it was put forward that that's probably, and it makes sense, but it's probably a large reason why Ukraine has been so successful with their strikes on like Russian generals because they've been dropping like flies.
No, they've been
And it's
getting
like,
promoted.
well, so that's the thing though. Um, I find this kind of fascinating. The difference in structure between the US military and the Russian military. US military is very hierarchical, where it goes up like a pyramid, where you have the grunt troops at the bottom level, but then there's clear, distinct tiers all the way up to the very top, where you get more and more people, or sorry, less and less people at each tier as you go up, but there's a clear chain of command from the very top person to the very last one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Russia is basically two tiers. There's the grunts and there's the officers. There's no path between them, and the grunts do what the officers say. And what's happening is that with the intel that Ukraine's being fed, they're able to very specifically focus on the locations of those officers and are inflicting huge losses on them at that tier because of it. Yeah. But because they don't have this hierarchy system, they don't have people that can fill into it. So say you're a tank battalion and your
Hmm.
commander gets fucking blown up by our drone strike.
Yeah.
You've now got a whole tank battalion with no leadership because they don't have this hierarchical structure. There isn't somebody designated to take that leadership position. There just is a vacuum. And they're now trying to operate, but because they don't have the leadership and they don't have that structure that their entire military is based on, it goes to shit like we've been seeing. It's a clear flaw that typically in most engagements that Russia would have wouldn't be able to be exploited because they're always punching so far down.
Hmm.
But with Turkish drones and hundreds of thousands of Western anti tank rockets being shipped into Ukraine by as much as they can get in at a time, along with this sophisticated surveillance that's going on to the degree that we basically know exactly what's happening at any given moment, massive losses on Russia's part. And Ukraine's able to just, it's like, it's remarkable how much they've just been sweeping them away. And ironically, with the way that Russia pushed into this, because they kept pushing,
Yeah.
they're starting to lose places that they captured early on. If they had just done what they did in Crimea and like blitzed into these eastern cities
Yeah.
and occupied them and then sat there, realistically, they'd still have those and there would be no conflict. But because they kept pushing, trying to take the whole fucking country, they're done. They overextended and now they're getting cut down.
I'm really curious what this is going to do to like a post-Ukraine war Russia when
Mm-hmm.
they essentially need to restructure their military from all the generals dying.
So there was actually, I'll see if I can find this real quick.
Yo.
Very much a speculative piece of writing, but it was interesting to see, I thought. I believe it was in World News. I saw it talking about the possibility of, excuse me, a coup within Russia.
Go on. I'm very curious about this. Because that's some
I gotta
hardcore
see if I can
speculation
find
right
it.
there.
I'm not saying it again. The gist of it was that
Yeah?
sorry, I hit the wrong button there and lost my webpage. Um there is some intelligence that they have that is leading them to the conclusion that they believe Putin might have cancer. And while currently being politically and militarily weak, as an individual might also be physically weak, which could lead to the prime time for what's left of his military generals to uh, either claim that, oh, he died tragically of cancer, or just outright kill him and remove him from power. Hell, you could just Napoleon his ass and send him off to an island somewhere to die in without anyone knowing. But never been a better time for someone else to come in, stop the war, get massive public support, and start actually, Boris Yeltsinning up.
You know, you're not wrong now that you put that logic in there. I think it'd be kind of funny considering the history of Russia.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, speaking of dictators, right?
Yes.
I found out Kim Jong Un has an older brother who's like super into music and guitar, and because of that, his
Okay.
family designated him
Oh
as a
yeah.
fuck up.
Sure. I guess they're not big on culture.
Yeah, I just found that incredibly fucking hilarious. That there is an Un out there, well, a Kim Jong out there that is absolutely just like some stoner baked off his ass in the middle of North Korea.
Mm-hmm. I found the article. This is a Fortune piece.
Yo,
It's apparently from Ukraine's head of military intelligence.
go on.
So
Yeah.
it could just as likely be just propaganda, but it's good propaganda because it does make Putin look weak and it raises the question of how stable he is actually in power. Hopefully, it's able to make its way over to computers over in Russia because then it'll really start to cause some questions happening. But in an interview with Ukraine General Kirilo Budanov with UK's Sky News, interviewer asked if a coup is underway in Russia, to which Budanov replied, yes, they're moving in this way and it is impossible to stop it. Budanov said Putin has cancer and other ailments, dismissing the suggestion that he was spreading propaganda. Sunday Times recently reported that Putin has blood cancer, citing an unnamed Russian oligarch with close ties to the Kremlin, and a video recently resurfaced showing Putin shaking while welcoming Belarus leader Lukashenko in mid-February, fueling suspicion that he has Parkinson's.
So this is where I want to give him like a Trump style nickname, like of Shaky Putin.
Yeah.
Do you think there could be something wrong with Putin?
I have no idea. I think it is so easy to fake a video in the current day
Yeah.
that anything coming out allegedly from that region should be viewed with great skepticism if its source is not absolute.
I mean, I'm convinced that's already a propaganda piece, but it does bring into the question of what is Putin's health like? And I'm sure he's probably got like some
Yeah.
of the best doctors in the
Oh yeah.
world, but
I mean, the dude's old.
yeah,
Like, he's not young anymore. What is he, 70?
I think he is.
69.
Nice.
Yeah, dude's old.
Yeah.
If he had cancer, that would be the age where it would likely start to be really, affecting his decisions.
Hmm.
He's especially susceptible to it.
Oh, are we going to talk about
I
Finland?
always, I always forget. Yes, actually, I always forget though that he wrote this fucking judo book.
Isn't it amazing? I want to get that one day.
Every time I see the cover, it's like double take. Like, wait, that's Putin. Oh yeah, that's Putin.
Like a younger Putin.
Very much younger.
Back when he was probably
Before
scary.
Oh yeah, because he was KGB. He was a legitimate black belt. So like it's legit.
Yeah.
Real quick, Rin is next to me here. Oh, she moved. Well, if she does it again, I'll send that picture over to you. She's in front of the slider I have next to me in the sun, being a dork,
Mm.
being very distractingly cute. Um, what is? Also distracting, but not so cute, is the possible, let's say likely, COVID outbreak in North Korea.
Oh yeah, I forgot that was a thing because uh,
Yeah, but they're reporting 15 more deaths and almost 300,000 new, as they put it, fever cases over the last weekend. And specifically, I believed we're reaching out to other nations to like get help because it's bad.
that sounds terrible. It's bad when North Korea, the famously isolated country, decides they need to reach out for help.
Yep.
Wow. I
Yep.
just never would have expected that they would reach out for help. I thought they would have just gone the whole execute at site bullshit, but
No, these are like so because North Korea has a population of about 25 million people.
yeah,
Yeah. So once you start getting into that amounts, that's like more people than like uh that's 2%, 2 or 3% of their population.
yeah.
It's a lot. You can't just like paper over that.
Let's definitely try.
Oh, for sure, but it's not really working.
Yeah.
Um, bullets are expensive. And in fairness, given how deadly coronavirus can be, the fact that they only have 15 reported deaths is suspect.
I don't believe.
And
Yeah, I'm sorry. Go on.
I was gonna say it's like it stands out like maybe because it's either like not a super serious strain of coronavirus or they're just underreporting the actual number of deaths.
Okay, so I'm fascinated with stories about North Korea from like actual escapees, and
Yeah.
I do not believe they could handle a COVID outbreak in North Korea.
No,
Uh,
they couldn't.
yeah,
What is this? Foreign diplomats and aid workers fled North Korea in mass in 21 due to shortages of goods and unprecedented restrictions on daily life, making it impossible to obtain information from the country other than through official state media. So, like, they hit that point a year ago where they were out of supplies.
oof,
And that was before they were getting hit hard like they are now.
yeah. I'm convinced they're probably under writing their numbers.
Yeah. I mean, we've already started to see some of it, but uh, it's happening across the world.
Yeah,
We can compare excess deaths to actual reported cases of COVID, and there's not another reason. It's not like we had a bunch of car accidents or something that people were dying in. Um, we know that like in the U.S., the reported deaths count is like at minimum half of what it actually is,
yeah.
and it's even more dramatic when you start to look at places like China. So yeah, wouldn't surprise me if they were, cooking the books a bit there, trying to make it look not as lethal as it is. Because for their population too, this is all state media stuff. If they see that, oh, 300,000 people are dead and or sorry, 300,000 people are infected and thousands are dead, that looks really bad and causes panic. If it's only 15 people, you might think, oh, well, I'm not on the verge of death already. I'll be fine.
Yeah.
All good. What could possibly go wrong?
I can tell you, I had COVID.
Yeah.
It always fucks me up a little bit mentally when I think about I had this disease that killed so many people in my body, and I'm a survivor where so many fucked up didn't get a chance.
Yeah.
That messes with me a lot.
But other news.
Yes.
Finland and by extension Sweden, I think, I have both filed to join NATO. Yay. So one of the big things with NATO, I believe they're already in the UN, but one of the big things with NATO is that you can't like actively be at war
Yeah.
because that's like clearly sort of cheating the rules,
Hmm.
being that it's a military pact. Which is the reason why while Ukraine can apply, there's almost guaranteed to not be accepted into it. And they've basically been told as much, which is why they're more aggressively pursuing UN membership right now, from
Yeah.
what I understand. But Sweden and Finland are not currently yet at war, though Russia would certainly like you to think it could happen at any minute, even though they've already lost a third of their military in one small country. And let's just say there's a history of what happens between Russia and Finland.
I'm just saying you're going to go like take your military, which is 2/3 of your original military,
Yeah.
split it in half, keep it in Ukraine. Other half you want to send into the icy death areas.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great idea, man.
Where the trees speak Finnish.
The trees speak Viking.
I gotta see if I can find the numbers for it. Because during World War II, more after it, Russia did invade Finland. And they were, I guess you could say, successful in that. But the numbers paint a picture.
Ooh, I like pictures.
So, let's see if we can do this here. Um, Russia ended up on top of this. They were able to take control of Finland um, at the cost of heavy losses, though. So, strength Finland, 300,000 soldiers, 32 tanks, 100 aircraft. Russia, 4 to 700,000 soldiers, 2 to 6,000 tanks, 4,000 aircraft. So that is 32 tanks to possibly 3,200 tanks. Get an idea for the scales. Losses. Uh, Russia, between their dead and wounded, had as many as almost 400,000 that either died, were wounded, or became sick as a result of the fighting,
Oh my god.
compared to Finland's 70,000. And in fairness, they lost almost all of their tanks, but the scale of what Russia lost compared to what Finland did and how much they actually gained out of it is wildly skewed and is regularly brought up when looking at Russia's military strength, because that's basically what their plan was for all of World War II, is just numbers. Have more people to throw at the problem.
Come on, comrades. As long as we got the bodies, we have weapons.
Yeah.
Keep throwing comrades at them. It's communism. Not. Yeah.
But yeah, if it seems like they're going to be pretty fast tracked on this, because why wouldn't they be? Um, it'll be interesting to see what the response will be. I guess put it that way. Might be having that NATO pact tried out pretty soon.
Oh, ow.
Apparently, only Turkey has expressed reservations about their joining NATO.
Why would Turkey have reservations?
Turkish Foreign Minister Mevlut Cavusoglu said Sweden and Finland must stop supporting terrorists in their countries, provide clear security guarantees, and lift export bans on Turkey.
Okay.
Later added that Turkey was not threatening anybody or seeking leverage. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken, NATO officials, Swedish and Finnish politicians all say they are confident any concerns can be addressed.
Well, Russia definitely didn't want, a NATO country right next to them. So,
Yeah. So we have, I at least have some more, some lighter stuff now.
oh, finally, thank
We're
God.
good. Did you watch Eurovision?
No, but I do know
Yeah, me
what
neither.
happened.
All I know is that Ukraine won, apparently,
Yes.
which is kind of like, but also whatever.
I mean,
Seems a little too perfect, but like, I guess the whole thing is a big, publicity thing to start with. So who cares?
Kyril, we're Yanks. We don't care about Eurovision in the first place.
I know. At least with American Idol, the winner is a winner.
Yeah, I mean, Eurovision,
No. I didn't watch any of it, so I don't. It is like eyebrow raising though to hear that Ukraine won, given current global political everything. Hilariously though, apparently Germany received 0 votes, which I think is great. I saw like 3 really pissed off Germans on Twitter responding to it. Like, German got 0 votes. Come on, that's clearly wrong. It's just like, yeah, go ahead.
I mean, I really don't care about Eurovision.
No, me neither.
Yeah.
Other news. Tonga eruption back in January is confirmed to be the largest recorded atmospheric explosion done with modern instrumentation.
That's neat.
Likely only the Krakatoa eruption of 1883 rivaled the atmospheric disturbance produced. Catastrophic event in Indonesia is thought to have claimed more than 30,000. Oh, wait, no. Yeah, they're talking about Krakatoa there, I think, which is a weird way to break that up there. The 15th January climactic eruption of the underwater volcano of Hunga Ha'api, in the South Pacific resulted in very few deaths, even though it too produced large tsunamis. So yeah, history every day.
That's not healthy.
Damn.
What's up?
Okay, so I'll send you some screen grabs here, but BBC article has some comparisons of what this like island volcano looked like just before and after the explosion.
Okay, yeah. If I
So
had something visual, this would go off a little bit better for me.
yeah. So January 7th, with the 2 main islands connected by the volcanic crater,
Okay.
we have January 15th, before the explosion, where the crater itself was covered by the
Oh.
sea, but the islands themselves are still there.
Okay, yeah.
And then satellite imaging after the explosion and the dust had settled from the 18th, showing what remains of the islands.
Okay, you know what?
Yeah.
Geography is pretty based.
Yup. Literally only the very highest points and furthest away faces of those 2 islands that connected by this volcanic crater exist anymore. The rest is just gone.
This is what global warmists want you to see.
Those damn scientists.
Yo, fuck scientist. Did I offend you?
No.
Oh, fuck. Damn it. Never mind.
You want to talk movies? Let's talk movies.
There's movies.
There's 2 movies.
Oh, no. Oh, no. I remember
One,
you were telling me about one of
one
those.
of which I'm pretty sure you'll have known
Which one?
because I saw a trailer for it when I saw Doctor Strange.
Okay.
Family Camp.
What's
You
family
heard about
camp?
this?
No.
It's a Christian comedy.
Well, go on. How is Jesus in this movie?
When their pastor encourages the congregation to sign up for a week away at family camp, Grace believes she's found the perfect cure for her imperfect clan, even if they'd rather be anywhere but at rustic camp Chautauqua. The first feature film from the Skit Guys, Tommy Woodard and Eddie James, Family Camp is a laugh out loud comedy that is sure to touch the hearts and tickle the funny bones of every family member from 8 to 80. And it is very openly a Christian comedy.
Do you think all the Christian movies out there are in the same cinematic universe?
Yes,
Because
I
there's
hope so.
nothing to conflict with that.
Yep.
So how did that get a showing before Doctor Strange?
What do you mean?
Like
Oh,
a
the
trailer?
trailer?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Okay, this did not play at my theater. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it unfortunately did for mine. I thought it was a parody. When it played, the trailer is like, I would recommend looking up a trailer just for the novelty of it, if nothing else, because it seems like a parody with how on the nose it is and blunt with its messaging. I thought it would be like, Christian family goes to the Christian summer camp, ha ha ha. But actually, we're making jokes pointed at that, not that having be the actual setting. No, it is apparently completely serious. It's a comedy, but like, it's not satirizing the idea of a Christian family summer camp.
Common Sense Media gives it a 4 out of 5.
Yeah, they're the only ones who've reviewed it.
You know, I would love to make a movie that is just a satirization of these Christian movies, but like not in a mean way, but like what you thought this movie was going to be. How is this rated PG?
Because nothing of any interest happens in it.
But I'm just saying, like, wouldn't this be a G? Where's the P?
Oh, probably violence. Like there's like physical comedy type of stuff.
Oh,
If you know what I mean. There's like in the trailer they had this one thing where it was like, oh, they're running away from a beehive that they disturbed, kind of thing.
that is pretty intense.
Yeah, like it's pretty hard to get a G rating at this point. I feel.
Let's see. Uh, G-rated movies. Oh yeah, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, which is a story about damnation, um, by Disney, has a G rating. Did you know that?
Oh yeah, but that was like in the '90s where no one gave a shit.
It's just that is like the hardest Disney movie, and they give it a fucking G.
Curious. I'm gonna check all of the recent releases here and see if any of them are G. No. No, I don't think that one is. I skipped over that one, but it's about a porn star trying to make it in the big city. But like, it's an actual serious movie, apparently.
Let's see here. Wizard of Oz, G rated. Oh, apparently Paw Patrol, the movie, was rated G.
Well, there you go. Perfect.
Yeah, now I know what to watch
Whatever
with
it
the wife and
wants.
kids tonight. Dolphin Reef, Finding Nemo 3D, that's G.
Oh, wow.
What?
Just skimming the other releases, there's some animated trite called Around the World in 80 Days. And it's apparently a retelling of like the Jules Verne story Around the World in 80 Days, but animated and with animals. But it's more like sing animals, not Zootopia animals, if you know what I mean.
I do
Does
know
that make
what you
sense?
mean, but I still don't know how to picture it best.
RogerEbert.com's Nell Millow. It clocks in at under 90 minutes, but at times I felt like it was taking me 80 days to get to the end of this latest adaptation of Jules Verne's many times adapted story of a race around the globe.
Damn.
Not good, it seems. But yeah, Family Camp looks very dumb, and given that it has basically no reviews, I think says all that I need to know. It's the kind of thing that church groups pay to have like a theater of kids go and see. If that I feel like.
That makes sense.
Yeah. I wouldn't be because we have in Portage here a very like mega church kind of bullshit operation, very close by to the theater. I wouldn't be surprised if they like paid to get it advertised and paid to have screenings at a limited amount at our theater. That would not surprise me. They're that kind of church.
Do you want to talk about mega church bullshit while I'm outside of fucking Grand Rapids?
I mean, in fairness, it is kind of everywhere,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
it's like a MLM almost. It just keeps popping up. One of these
Yep.
days, I want like one of those mega churches to just go full like crazy with like the consumerism there,
Hmm.
and I want like a Jesus Funko Pop sold at mega churches.
Oh, so we already have. Well, we don't have Jesus Monk. Actually, we might have. Just look it up. Like honestly, I wouldn't doubt if that existed.
Are you really gonna make me do this?
It might exist. I need to make sure this isn't an April Fool's joke.
Yeah, I'm looking this up now too.
Funko Pop has a Bible series.
Oh my god, yes, yes. Oh my god, yes. This breaks me.
I
What do you gotta say for
I
yourself?
don't I don't know. I cannot confirm if this is real or not. Somebody made this picture of a Jesus Funko Pop, and they followed it up with this picture of a variety of other members of the Bible. I cannot say if this is actually an official Funko Pop product, though. I don't think so.
No, I think this might be just a Bible ripoff version. Something
It's
about these don't look right.
the fact that it's not, well, this is like old though, so this isn't like the current ones.
Yeah.
But even still,
Why are they all white? Why are all these like there's literally Pharaoh and he's
they
white. There's
know their target
Goliath and he's
demographic. They
white.
know their target demographic.
I just it's just funny to me.
Hmm. I have one other movie.
Okay.
I don't think you're ready for this.
I don't think I'm ready for it either. I'm in a very tired mood today, I just realized.
Yeah, same. Skimming through this synopsis aged me, but I'm gonna go ahead. This is Japanese animation, so it's like full on anime. Okay.
Okay.
All right. You ready? Sitting down?
I'm sitting down.
Okay. Inspired by his tennis champion father, Ryoma is determined to take his game to the next level and train in the US. But in the middle of an intense tennis battle to save his classmate Sakuno from dangerous villains, they somehow find themselves transported back to the past just as Ryoma's father is about to undertake his final championship match at the US Open, when he was mysteriously forced to retire. Sing, dance, and play along with the innovative 3D digital animation that brings the magnificent and colorful world of The Prince of Tennis to life on the big screen.
I thought this was the Prince of Tennis.
Yeah, it's the Prince of Ryoma, the Prince of Tennis.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is that the actual title?
Yes.
So I actually remember
I'm
watching
sorry.
that on Toonami. Yo,
Look at this Final Fantasy fucking looking poster.
this is really bad CGI.
It's really bad.
This looks like a PS1 render.
I'm gonna read through this again because in an intense tennis battle to save his classmate from villains. Can you think of a more fucking anime idea than that?
Well, it depends. How big are the tennis rackets?
Yeah. Unless he's just beating the shit out of these guys with a tennis racket, I don't see how this is happening. This
Are
is like
they in
some
mechas?
Pokemon logic.
I want them in full goddamn Gundams playing tennis.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are there any kaiju? What kind of villains are these?
It's a mystery. We don't know.
Oh, snap.
This looks so bad. They even got like a fucking totally not a Mustang, but it's like obviously meant to be a Mustang car front and center. So you know it's America.
I want to boot up my PS1 and play this JRPG. This poster looks just like a JRPG.
It does. Like that's exactly what I with like the half transparent faces superimposed in it. That was my first thought. Was like bad video game vibes.
Yo, the new Xeno game looks great.
Let's check these audience reviews. Enjoyable but very corny.
Okay, that's like all anime movies though.
Yeah. Baby's first typical Japanese date movie with manga branding. Expect musical numbers and dancing. Almont, great, but if you want to impress that trendy Japanese girl that sits a row down in your homeroom, make sure to also get tickets to BTS event. Thank you, John R. Very informative.
John R over here trying to hook you up, man.
Yeah.
What even is this? Like, I remember the Prince of Tennis on Toonami, but like,
It's apparently a movie based on the series.
yeah, this looks so different than how I remember it.
Yeah.
Growing up
It
and like just what the world has done to anime, it's hard to go back. I'm sorry, what were you saying, sir?
Oh, sorry, I wasn't.
Oh,
Um there's a movie released called Siberian Sniper, set in World War II, of an elite Russian sniper sent on a suicide mission to break a Nazi stronghold. Guy does not look Russian though. This is apparently the fabled Russian elite sniper. And it just has me going like, what?
that doesn't look like a Russian man.
Doesn't.
Call this a little presumptuous, but I think he's a little deeper into the continent than typical Russian.
Mm-hmm.
And by that I mean he looks Asian. For those of
He
you at
he
home,
looks very Asian, like stereotypically so.
yeah, like he looks like he's from China.
Yes, I
Yeah,
would not be surprised if that was actually the case.
yeah. Do we know that actor's name?
Nope.
Okay,
I mean, there's names of people, but none of them have pictures, and it's mostly like, wait. Apparently, the screenwriter plays one of the characters in it. That's a good sign.
that's some Tommy Wiseau level bullshit.
Oh, sorry. He's the screenwriter, the director, and a character named Laboda.
Laboda,
Yeah,
I like it.
this is his only movie. Yeah, I don't know. Not for me, I don't think.
It sounds like an American Sniper ripoff. Like they just need a Russian version.
Hmm. So that's about all I have for new releases.
Oh no,
But I believe we have an upcoming release to talk about that we didn't have time for last week.
we do.
Oh, we do.
Oh, what?
I can't believe you've forgotten.
I did forget.
I'll send you a hint.
Okay.
Okay, ready for this?
No, I'm not. It's the. Oh, oh,
We have to
oh,
talk about the blue people.
oh. Why did I forget this? I was the one that brought it up.
Yeah.
Avatar 2 Way of Water is coming.
Yeah.
And they are really wanting you to remember the first Avatar existed.
I'll be honest.
Yo,
If they can do water CG good, maybe something.
maybe something. Here's my big
I'll,
problem.
I'll, I'll say though,
Hmm.
I hope this is a fake image because this is not impressive.
I hope that's like concept art or something like that.
I hope it's fan art at that level. That's terrible.
Uh, I want to know how the fuck you're going to make an Avatar movie after the first one, which ended pretty definitively.
Yeah, I don't know what actually they're planning to do. Let me see if I can
Nothing.
figure it out.
Because the first one wasn't exactly the most original movie. Tell me I'm wrong.
Jake Sully and Natiri have formed a family. All right, they have a kid, I guess.
Oh,
They formed a family and are doing everything to stay together. However, they must leave their home and explore the regions of Pandora. When an ancient threat resurfaces, Jake must fight a difficult war against the humans. Oh, so it's the same thing.
the humans are back?
Apparently, apparently they already have Avatar 3 scheduled for. This is funny.
What?
Avatar 3. They're not blue anymore. They're purple.
Oh.
Uh, like something about Avatar 3 is apparently confirmed.
Yeah, weren't they planning this all the way to Avatar 6?
I have no idea.
Avatar
There's
franchise.
something Avatar 4 set to be one of the four. Apparently, have four planned sequels
Oh
to the film
no.
Avatar. set for 2026.
Nope, dude. There's Avatar
But then we,
5,
so we have Avatar 5.
2028.
Oh my god. And then
How
we have a Google question: is there an Avatar 6? Which doesn't really answer the question.
we are getting to some Star Wars chicanery over here. I really hope that whatever Avatar: The
Uh,
Way of Water sets up,
yeah.
it better be good enough to sustain 3 more movies.
I'll be honest, I'm not. The trailer wasn't convincing.
The trailer had no
It
plot.
looked they wanted me to look at their fancy water CGI, and I was like, okay, it doesn't look that good. Like, okay, one of the big things with the first Avatar movie that gave it some level of justification for existing was that they actually went to the same extremes of research and development and making sure they were doing their fucking jobs right with every element of the movie as they did with the CG. The CG got all of the attention, but they went fucking hard exploring what eminent native populations look like, how they develop, how their culture develops, to make sure that when they were presenting what is basically an analog for so many actual populations on Earth, they weren't doing it like racists. They actually put a whole bunch of effort into making sure that it wasn't embarrassingly bad.
Mm-hmm.
So if they can keep that kind of work ethic going, it might not be terrible. But we got no way of knowing if they actually did from the fucking trailer.
A fourth film is planned for December 18th, 2026, with Shane Salerno co-writing it. John Landau said that a third of Avatar 4 has already been filmed.
I would hope so. That's the only thing that I can think of for this that makes sense, given how long it's been. They must be like planning this out way in advance to actually meet this release schedule
It's got
so
more.
that they don't have 9 years between each one.
It's got more planning than Star Wars got.
It's true. They'll probably only have one director.
Oof. You see, that was something I was kind of excited about, though, with like all that. With the Star Wars movies, I like the idea of different directors tackling it, but maybe not for a whole trilogy. You know, you need to
Like
like
it's not an
vision.
inherently wrong idea, but yeah, they lacked anything connecting the stories they wanted to tell together.
Yeah,
They needed somebody above um the directors to sort of like some Disney executive, ironic as it is, to just like put their foot down and say, "No, you'll tell the story we want you to fucking tell."
yes. Oh well. I welcome our new blue overlords.
You know.
Which character are you most excited to see again, Kyril? Mine's Jake Sully.
Um I don't know any of their names. I hope that uh bird thing is still there.
Oh, I love the bird thing.
Mm-hmm.
Remember how it flew and it was blue?
Mm-hmm. Oh no, I want to see the orange one.
There was there was an orange one. I
Yeah, the
legitimately
really
just
big one.
remembered there was an orange one.
Right?
You remember the
How is
hair?
this the top grossing movie of all fucking time?
Remember the hair braid horse?
Yeah.
You braid your hair and you share a mind with the horse. God. Oh my god. Remember the really awkward like sex scene in that movie?
Yes.
Yes.
Can't believe they showed that.
I know. It was gross. They touched hair.
The only thing that I can figure with how that movie did so well, I'd be curious to look this up because the big push was 3D, right?
Yeah.
I want to know how much more a 3D ticket costs than a regular ticket.
Ooh. Ooh, big
Because if you've got
questions
people like
there.
paying $30
Yeah.
to see this new technology, because like it like what 2009, whatever it was, that would have been like legitimately cool to see cutting edge CGI along with cutting edge 3D, especially after so many gimmicky things like the fucking Spy Kids movie,
Yeah.
where it was like, yeah, it was 3D, but it was dumb 3D.
It was not good 3D in that movie. And I
It
get,
was it was like it was look at this 3D kind of 3D, which is bad.
yeah, obnoxious 3D.
Yeah.
Unless your film is
Most
actually made with a depth of field, don't do it in
Yep.
3D.
Yep.
Golden rule. I'm not even a film student, and I know that.
Um yeah, I don't know what they're going to do to actually have this be good, because the first one wasn't particularly original or anything. It was just like, yeah, cool CG and blue people. Maybe that'll be enough. I don't know. But CG's come a long way.
Well, Mr. Chiral, that you mentioned, fun idea that you mentioned that because you've just been signed up for a new game show called Avatar Trivia.
Okay.
Okay, you ready for this?
Yeah.
Are
So
you
let's
a
do it.
true fan of the Avatar series? Because I'm about to ask you some riveting questions that only a true fan would know.
I can assure you I'm not.
Question one: what was the name of Jake Sully's brother?
He has a brother.
I know
Um
you didn't see that seriously.
or Rake Sully.
No, it was Thomas. Thomas Sully was the person who was originally going to take part in the Avatar program on Pandora. He had advanced scientific knowledge and training in Avatar driving. He was sadly killed for the paper in his wallet before he got to link up for his Avatar in Pandora.
That's right. It's the only reason his crippled ass got to go there is because his brother fucking died. I forgot about that.
Oh, what other? Okay, next round. Sorry, I gotta keep the game show host part right here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What? I'm sorry. I saw the answer to this one ahead of time, and I hate the name of this, but here we go. What was the name of the resource that the humans were mining in Pandora?
I do know this one actually.
What is it?
Unobtainium.
What
Unobtainium.
what the fuck kind
So
of name is
there's
that?
actually a good reason for this.
Okay, go on.
And this is like James Cameron and all of the people he was working with being just such gigantic nerds that they didn't stop to think that the average person wouldn't know this. Okay.
Okay.
In engineering and physics and even like coding, unobtainium is kind of just like a catch-all for a material that just fixes the problem that you have. So like say you're trying to make a semiconductor for a specific application and the materials you currently have just don't work for it. You know, they either maybe they get too hot or they can't stay cold enough for what you're trying to do. Unobtainium is like the conceptual idea of a material that will fit your purpose. So in Avatar, all of the eggheads in it called it unobtainium because it just fixed all of the problems they had with their projects and was like this miracle dirt or metal or whatever the fuck it was. It was their unobtainium. But because the average person doesn't fucking know that, because who the hell does? Everyone just thought it was some dumb fucking name.
That's why I was laughing at it.
Yeah. Like it's an objectively stupid name because it was made by nerds. And then the nerds working on the movie didn't realize that non-nerds didn't know what that was.
Question next. Jake
Yes.
desperately needs to reconnect with the Almatakaya clan, but he knows that he must find some way to regain their respect in order to face them again. Recalling the legends of a few Na'vi who were able to ride the Turok, the magnificent predator of the skies of Pandora, he decides that his only option is to tame one himself. What is his plan for taming the Turok?
He fucking jumps on it.
Close. He will fly directly above it and jump on its back.
Oh, well, yeah, I guess so. But yeah, that was the big orange thing.
Let's see. Okay.
And they were all like, damn, dude, that's a big bird.
They had a big bird. I mean, they had a bird envy right there. Bird size envy.
Big bird energy.
Big bird energy. Colonel Quaritch, or
There's
Quaritch,
no way that's his actual name.
Quaritch. Q U
Looking
A
this up.
R I T C H. The head of security at the human
That's
base of
actually his name.
the dry way you said it.
I thought that was like, I was like, no, you have to be like, but no, it's just what they did.
Colonel Quaritch, the head of security at the human base of Pandora, develops a keen interest in Jake after learning that he's part of the Avatar program. What does Quaritch want Jake to do for him?
Wee bit of genocide.
Feed him intelligence on the Na'vi.
Oh,
Come on, Kyril. When an Einkran chooses you, what will it do?
what?
An Einkran.
No idea what that is. I'm looking at the cast list. I'm not seeing it.
It will try to kill you.
Are those supposed to? Is that supposed to be like the smaller birds?
I think it's the smaller birds.
It must be the smaller birds.
Smaller birds.
I guess. Yeah, I have no idea. Sure.
When Quaritch, it's obviously supposed to be like quarter inch, which is just dumb. When Quaritch realizes that the Na'vi are gearing up for an attack, he convinces the RDA and the rest of the humans' forces on Pandora that they must launch a preemptive assault on the Na'vi. Whom or what does he select as the target of his assault?
A big fucking tree.
The Tree of Souls. Get it right, you fucking casual.
Apparently, there's an actual person named Bernard Quaritch from the 1800s. He was a German-born British bookseller and collector.
Okay, I got a multiple choice one for you. You get it a little
Okay.
easier this time, my dude.
Okay.
Which one of these characters died after being wounded by Quaritch? Is it A, Augustine, B, Natiri, C, Norm, or D, Jake Sully?
Wait, so it's definitely not Jake. Um, Norm?
No, it is Augustine, you fucking casual.
Why is she listed in the current movie credits then?
Doesn't she get like reincarnated?
That's dumb. I don't know.
Yeah, I can't find it much.
They named this guy Moat.
Natiri returns to the home tree with Jake and presents him to her parents. I am not pronouncing your parents' names. Surprisingly, they decided that Jake can stay even though he is identified as an avatar. What is the name they use to refer to as avatars in the scene?
No idea. Has anyone seen this movie since like 2010?
Dreamwalkers, good sir.
That's dumb.
And your final question, Kyril.
Okay.
How can the Na'vi speak English?
Didn't they set up like re-education camps?
Ding, ding, ding. My dude, you have passed.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
It's just my American history, my heritage. You know, we're so used to re-education camps here in the U.S. with our native populations that I'd never forget.
What was the name of the goddess the Na'vi worshipped?
That tree bitch.
And just like a true American, you have forgotten everything about another culture and just decide to call it a tree bitch.
Exactly.
You insensitive jerk. Yeah, that was There was stuff in that I didn't even remember. Thanks, James Cameron. You made a forgettable movie. Did you end up finding out like the 3D ticket prices?
No, I did. Let me see if I can find it.
Okay. Because I think that might be where you got it right. You think they're going to bring back 3D movies just for this?
Well, so 3D movies technically didn't go away. They're just less common. Like you could see Dune in 3D.
Do I want to see Dune in 3D?
Probably not, but you could.
Oh, Cairo on the wall. What do you see?
Ah, you ready? This is
Yeah.
a New York Times article from 2009. Avatar arrived, but will it deliver?
Okay.
This is an article talking about midnight screenings sold about 3.5 million tickets at theaters in the US and Canada, set 20th Century Fox Studio behind the film. The total is on par with movies that are not built around pre-existing brands, but it falls short of expectations for such a buzzed about picture given its higher 3D ticket prices, positive reviews, and Cameron's resume.
Oh, shit.
So they don't actually say, oh, here we go, charging an additional $3 to $5 for the 3D presentation. So a ticket at that point was about $7.50. So that's like 75%, you know,
Yeah.
like five bucks more.
Mm-hmm.
So today that would be like say an average ticket's like $12. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
10,
That's why I
12 bucks.
pay.
That'd be like 18, $20. So it's a significant chunk more.
Yeah.
Not like double, so it doesn't completely change how it did. I bet if best selling movie all time, because I know there's a list of this somewhere. Yeah, Mojo has it. Um, so let's say that's 60% of what it would actually be. Puts it at about 1.8 million, which has it go all the way down to seventh place. So
Oof.
not a huge amount, but still a contributing factor to it still being number one for sure, especially with how close Endgame got.
Damn. So what you're saying is he gamed the system, that James Cameron
Yes.
kid.
Yep. It is disconcerting that Age of Ultron is this high on the list. Oh God, Star Wars 8 is on this? Oh no.
That's
This is I haven't looked at this list in a while. This is kind of sad.
go on.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You want to just run through the top 30 here real quick?
Hell yeah.
Because they're some of these are depressing. Okay, starting at number 1, Avatar, Avengers Endgame, Titanic, Star Wars Episode 7. It's number 4. Infinity War, Spider-Man No Way Home, Jurassic World, The Lion King, The Avengers, Furious 7. Then Frozen 2, Age of Ultron, Black Panther, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2, Star Wars Episode 8, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, Frozen, Beauty and the Beast, the 2017 version.
No.
Yes. Incredibles 2,
Mm.
above Incredibles 1 somehow.
Mm.
The Fate of the Furious, Iron Man 3, Minions, Civil War, Aquaman,
Mm.
Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King. That far down. Then we have Spider-Man Far From Home, Captain Marvel, and what is one of the two most egregious on this list, Transformers, Dark of the Moon,
Mm.
Skyfall, and then at number 30, Transformers, Age of Extinction.
Mm.
Yeah.
We gotta knock those
Have you
off.
seen any of the Transformers movies recently?
Not recently. Unfortunately, when I was young,
Yep.
Transformers are the movies that convinced me that
Oh
there were
yes.
such thing as bad movies.
I highly recommend the look that Cosmonaut Variety Hour did looking at the Transformers movies. They intended to watch through the whole series. The first one was so bad they scrapped that plan.
So I remember, if you get me to watch Revenge of the Fallen, I can
Yeah.
point out to you the exact moment I lost my innocence.
Yeah. I think I know what you mean.
And I'm not talking like in the sexualized way with Megan Fox. I'm talking about like the
Right.
way that I became the asshole that you hear on this microphone right now. If you like listen very closely, you can hear my like heartstrings break.
Ah, some of these are just depressing. 2017 Beauty and the Beast, 2019 Lion King. So that was not like the original Lion King, to be clear. That was
Yeah.
the remake one.
You know, I can
Um,
believe that one made a lot of money because Bufu bucks
yep,
and the
yep.
original Lion King was such a tour de France and tour de force.
20, 2010's Alice in Wonderland hits in the top 50. 2010's Alice in Wonderland made more money than Zootopia.
And this is
Those are
why
both. That fact alone hurts.
everybody out there, you should not equate quality to sales.
Yep. Fun fact: we are one hit film away from every movie in the top 50 having grossed over $1 billion.
Sounds
One
like
away.
the perfect spot for the two Schmoes movie to come and make a 1 billion Schmo bucks.
We'll only need one chance.
Here's our marketing
Here's
plan, right? We have
Yeah. Go ahead.
we have crypto coins going down real fast right now, right?
Mhm.
So we'll let them pay with like just any crypto coin, and then our movie tickets will fluctuate a lot. So we no one can actually like get a proper box office on us, and then we'll just kind of say it's a billion, and who's gonna like do the actual accounting to hold us accountable? What you think?
I don't know. I
Mm.
did find the first movie that I didn't recognize on this list. Would you know? It's a Chinese film.
Oh yeah, we have to make it into China too.
The Battle of Lake Changjin grossed a little over 900,000. 900, sorry, 900 million globally.
Okay.
Here we go. Worldwide gross 902,540,935. International 902,198,524. In the US, it had $342,000 in earnings.
It's almost like we're
Ooh.
very selective.
Well, it's also a Chinese language film about the Korean War from the Chinese side. So, it ain't got shit on Bohemian Rhapsody, though.
Oh God, that is not a good movie.
No.
No, I don't think it's a good movie at all. I've watched 10 minutes of it and I walked out.
What about Wolf Warrior 2?
You know, I don't even have a joke for that. Just what the fuck is Wolf Warrior 2? Answer yourself right now.
China's deadliest special forces
Okay, I'm
operative
done.
settles into a quiet. But Orion, he must return to his duties as a soldier and protector.
This is fucking X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Yes, it is. It even kind of looks like it with the poster.
Oh no.
Like it actually kind of does. Let me send you this picture. I don't think it's supposed to be. This is gonna be super low res, but like it kind of vibes the same way.
It's definitely from that era.
Yeah. Uh, no, it's not. 2017. It's
Okay.
relatively new.
Okay.
Yeah.
We were in college when that happened. Okay. Okay. Why
I'm
didn't we
trying to
cover
find.
this on the Two Schmo show when it came out, huh?
Yeah, who knew? Who could forget?
Yeah, how did we miss out on covering such a historical film as Wolf Warrior 2? You know, I knew this day would come where eventually a movie would come out
Yeah,
that we just didn't cover and I'd
no,
be
no.
kicking
See,
myself in the ass.
it just wasn't as good as Wolf Warrior 1.
Oh shit, maybe you're right. Then why did it gross so much, huh?
I
Oh, you're right.
I
Shrek 2
will say
syndrome.
it's relieving that Fast 9 is down in 120th place. So there is some god. He just has a fucked up sense of humor.
Do you not look at platypuses and not get that vibe?
No.
Look at Howie Mandel and tell me God doesn't have a sense of humor.
Yeah, fair enough.
So what else do you got
I
for me?
guess I
I'm
say
broken.
it's pretty telling that all of these that I have not heard of are Chinese films.
Yeah.
It's not surprising. I was expecting to see at least like one movie that I hadn't heard of in here. I'm just skimming up to the top 200 since that's what's on the first page. It's mostly what you'd expect. Oh,
Hmm.
that's Chinese.
Go China.
Go you. Yeah, yeah. It do be how it goes.
Sometimes it be like that.
Hmm.
Sometimes China just makes a lot of the decisions for us because they have such a high population.
So they have the top 1,000 on this list.
Oh my god.
It was a long list. I guess it just kind of puts into perspective like how few movies there are at this level. Like 999 is Cowboys and Aliens.
Oh, why cowboys and aliens?
Wow, this had a wide release. Holy shit.
Cowboys and aliens?
Yeah. I legitimately can't list all of the countries that this released in because there's so many, it would take too long. Like, did you know it had a Slovenia opening?
Why would they have a Slovenia movie opening for cowboys and aliens?
Probably for the same reason they had an opening in Serbia and Montenegro.
Who in Montenegro is just, walking down the street, sees their local movie theater, and is like, "Oh yeah, I've always wanted to see Daniel Craig and
Mm-hmm.
Harrison Ford hang out with Olivia Wilde and fight fucking cowboys and or aliens."
With a lot of these numbers, it is probably like single theaters showing it. I'd be curious how many of these places have US military bases.
Oh, good point. By the way, did you see the budget and box office for this?
What was the budget? Like it made a fairly substantial amount of money, but I guess by current standards,
$163 million was the
that's
budget.
the budget?
That's the
Holy
budget.
shit.
Yeah. And
That's a lot.
after what you just told me, I think they spent it entirely on localizing this to other countries. And the box office was only 174.8,
Yeah.
which means it didn't make its money back.
Well, I get no, it would have like just.
Yeah, but advertising?
I would assume that it's included.
Okay.
I'll say though, it seems like it was worth it because if you if you look at the regional breakdown, only 100 million of that came from the US.
Really?
So if they didn't have it go fucking everywhere, it might not have been a success. Eh?
Jon Favreau directed this piece of shit.
Let me look this up on Rotten Tomatoes
I
because
love
I'm
you,
sure.
Jon Favreau. Why'd you do this?
I guess This is telling. If you search Cowboys versus dinosaurs shows up first. Oh, Harrison Ford was in this. I forgot. Beginning of the end. I think this is probably the first movie where everybody was just like, "Wow, Harrison Ford just didn't do super well." Maybe it's just because this is a bad movie, and now we know it's just Harrison Ford did not give a shit at that point. Would you know it didn't do well?
What?
44%. It's actually very consistent. 44% critic, 43% audience. And
The
like
critics found
I think
something
that's
more to
valid.
appreciate.
It was a very much a 4 out of 10, I think, you know.
Yeah. So apparently John Favreau's coming back to direct a sequel to The Jungle Book.
Right. Why? What?
Because it
Who
ended on a
asked for
cliffhanger,
this?
dude.
Who cares? It's the Jungle Book.
Do you not want to see Christopher Walken come back as King Louis?
No, not
Oh,
anymore.
Obi Doo. I want to be like a you. I want to walk like you. I want to talk like you. It's true. How was that?
It sure sounded like a parody of Walken, you know?
It's only because of The Jungle Book that
Did
I
they actually put like the live action one on a cliffhanger
know.
or like a sequel bait?
No,
Okay. So they just want money.
they just want money.
Okay, at least that's consistent.
I'm broken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good week to be broken.
Well, do we have anything else to talk about? Any more Avatar trivia you want to do?
No,
Oh,
I
okay.
really don't.
Okay. Well, I'm Neef Miss Orion, and I've been the world's biggest Avatar fan.
I'm Kyrol and I've been a schmo.
And this has been the Tushmo Show. To the moon.